Welcome everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Sainik Coaching Institute. As you know, we make you prepare for the Sainik School entrance exam. So today we will start with the science chapter, that is cell and structure and function. So let's start with the cell and structure and function. As you know all, that every body is made up of cell. Alright. So now what is cell? Cell is simply is like a single unit of wall, that is brick. As we know, if we consider a wall, wall is made up of many instruments, many things. One of its brick, one of its element is brick. So brick is same as cell. All right. So many cells constitute to form tissue, and many tissue constitute to form organ organ. Many organs form system, and system forms body. Now, why only the cell is called the structural and functional unit of living organism? Here is the answer. If we talk about computer, CPU is considered as the brain of the computer. Although cell is also the basic unit where all the metabolic function, all the structural function, all the function included in which are held in cell. All right. ये तो हो गया cell. Cell was firstly found by scientist named Robert Hooke. He discovered the cell. All right. Now it is about the cell. Now we will talk about the various parts of the cell, various organelles of the cell. All right. So let's have a look on the diagram of cell. This is a cell. If we talk about the cell of animal and plant, there is a difference between the plant and animal cell. Plant cell comprises the cell wall, whereas animal cell do not comprise the cell wall. So we will talk about first animal cell. Animal cell, every cell comprises of centered part that is called nucleus. It is the main center of cell. All the function of cells are controlled by the cell. Oh, sorry, nucleus. That is why called nucleus is also called brain of a cell. Now, if we talk about the structure of cell, animal structure of cell, animal cell structure, the outermost layer is which surround the cell, that is called cell membrane. जो सेल की बाहरी लेयर होती है उसको हम सेल मेम्ब्रेन बोलते हैं. नाउ इनसाइड द सेल मेम्ब्रेन there is a liquid like material which is called cytoplasm. In cytoplasm there is another membrane bound structure that is called endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. And another membrane bound structure that is called mitochondria, which is also called the powerhouse of cell. And another granule like structures are present, which are called ribosomes. We will later discuss all about these organelles. Now, this is all about the animal cell, structure of animal cell. The main part of the cell is nucleus. Nucleus comprises jelly-like substance that is called nucleoplasm, which is present inside the nucleus. Nucleoplasm. It has a nucleus is a membrane-bound structure, and it has a pores which allow the material to pass into cytoplasm, or it allow the transport of material from cytoplasm to nucleus, or from nucleus to cytoplasm. These pores are called nuclear pores. Another main important things that nucleus contain, that is called the genetic material, which you also known as chromosome, या आप क्रोमैटिन फाइबर्स भी कह सकते हैं. Alright, these are the this is a simple structure of animal cell. It comprises different cell organelles which have a different function to perform, and genetic material inside the nucleus. And now there is a difference between animal cell and plant cell. Now we will talk about the plant cell. Plant cell is simply which you can the major difference which are difference between the cells and animal cell and plant cell is cell wall, presence of cell wall, and many more cell organelles are there, like chloroplast, which contain the chlorophyll pigment. Although animal cell do not contain animal pigment, some exceptions are there also. Now we will talk about the one by one cell organelles, which comprises. First one is cell wall. As I told earlier that animal cell do not have a cell wall. Present in plant cell, absent in animal cell. All the bacteria also have cell walls. Bacterial cell wall जो होती है वो different elements की बनी होती है. Also present in bacteria or single cell organism. Bacteria. Now bacterial cell wall is made up of is made up of cytoglycan and muramic acid. All right. Different organism have a different cell wall composition. Now, on the basis of cell wall, bacteria is divided into two classes. On basis of cell wall, bacteria divided into two categories. That is, first one is gram positive, and second one is gram negative. All right. It is decided on the basis of stain which is used to decide the type of bacteria. Now it is all about the cell wall, which is important to know you. Now come back to the cell. There are some theories which are given by these different persons on cell. Now, famous theory is one of the famous theory that is called cell theory of cell wall. Cell theory of cell wall. It is given by Skeleton and Shekwan. They all right. On the basis of this cell theory, two main points were given. That is, every organism every organism is consist of cell, or it is made up of cell. Second one is every cell comes from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing pre-existing cell means जो भी सेल है जो भी सेल है वो अपने पुराने सेल से ही डेवलप हुआ है. ऑलराइट. These are the two major points which is considered in a cell theory. Now, few another points about the cell, that is study of cell. Study of cell is called cytology. Cyto word related to cell and logy means study. Now, on the basis of structure of cell is divided into animals is divided into cell is divided into two categories. Let's see. अगर हम सेल की बात करते हैं तो सेल दो तरीके के होते हैं. फर्स्ट वन इज प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल and second one is eukaryotic cell. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic. First, let's talk about the prokaryotic cell. As pro means, pro means primitive type. तो प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल्स जो होते हैं इनको हम प्रिमिटिव टाइप ऑफ सेल बोलते हैं. प्रिमिटिव टाइप ऑफ सेल, प्रिमिटिव टाइप ऑफ सेल यानी कि अनडेवलप्ड सेल, अनडेवलप्ड या फिर नॉट फुली डेवलप्ड। ऑलराइट, प्रिमिटिव क्यों बोलते हैं? बिकॉज इट कंटेन primitive type of nucleus. Many other differences are there, like prokaryotic cells do not contain histone proteins, which are useful in what? Useful in uh, condensation of chromosomes. These are absent in prokaryotic cells. Example of prokaryotic cells are bacteria. All bacteria are prokaryotic cell. All right, and blue-green algae is also a prokaryotic cell. Now, if we talk about the eukaryotic cell, eukaryotic means well developed nucleus is present. That's why it is called eukaryotic cell. We have a eukaryotic type of cell, and bacteria are prokaryotic type of cell. All right. Now, there is a different classification. Different organisms are classified into different groups. One of the group is called Protista. If we talk about the classification of animal kingdom, there is a group called Protista, which comprises of single cell eukaryote. ठीक है, जितने भी ऑर्गेनिज्म आपके प्रोटिस्टा ग्रुप में आते हैं वो ज्यादातर सिंगल सेल यूकैरियोट्स होते हैं, नॉट प्रोकैरियोट्स, दे आर सिंगल सेल यूकैरियोट्स. So this is about the classification and division of cell. Now we will talk about the different organelles of cell. What are their function and in which function they are involved. We have talked about the cell wall. Now, the most important organelle, that is called cell membrane. Most of the time question asked from this cell membrane. One very famous model, that is fluid mosaic model of cell membrane, is given by Singer and Nicholson on the basis of fluid mosaic model of plasma membrane by Singer and Nicholson. इन्होंने एक मॉडल दिया था सेल मेम्ब्रेन का स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में, एक मॉडल तैयार किया था जिसके अकॉर्डिंग सेल मेम्ब्रेन जो होती है वो लिपिड बाइलेयर होती है. ऑलराइट, लिपिड इज अ बायोलॉजिकल मॉलिक्यूल and it it helps to make cell membrane. Now let's see the structure of cell membrane. Cell membrane are also called plasma membrane. Now, why this is called the lipid bilayer? If we see this structure, this is a roughly structure of plasma membrane. This is called lipid molecule. And why it is called lipid bilayer? Because there is a two layer of lipid. One is this and one is this. One lipid layer is faced towards the outer cell of the outer surface of the cell, and second one is at the inner surface. Now, this is called lipid and this is lipid bilayer. Now, plasma membrane consist of some proteins or some carbohydrates which are attached to the membrane. These proteins are called intrinsic protein. Why they are called intrinsic protein? Because they act as a channel or gate to pass through the material from outside to inside or inside to outside. Suppose there is some biological molecule which need to be come inside the cell. So how it will come? It will come through these protein gates. All right. That's why it's called, these are called intrinsic protein. Now some there is a extrinsic protein also which are present outside the uh, plasma membrane, and some amount of carbohydrate is also present on the surface of plasma membrane which have a different function. Now, this is all about the plasma membrane. अब फंक्शन ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन की अगर बात करते हैं तो फंक्शन ऑफ प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन में हमारा आता है कि प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का मेजर फंक्शन जो होता है ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ मटेरियल होता है और सेल को एक स्ट्रक्चर प्रोवाइड करने में हेल्प करता है. ये दो मेजर फंक्शन है प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के. ऑलराइट, नाउ द नेक्स्ट सेल ऑर्गेनेल इज न्यूक्लियस. ऑलराइट, न्यूक्लियस की अगर हम बात करते हैं let's have a small diagram of nucleus over here. These are called nuclear pore, nuclear membrane, these are dot like structure, these are called ribosomes, and here is a dense structure, thread like structure present, that is called chromatin fiber, and this is jelly like substance called nucleoplasm. This is the structure of nucleus. Contain genetic material. Now what is genetic material? Genetic material which carries the information of an organism and pass from one generation to another generation, like from mother or father to offspring या children. Now जेनेटिक मटेरियल की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो ये जनरली दो ही तरीके का है, दैट इज डीएनए एंड आरएनए. यूकैरियोटिक सेल्स जो होते हैं वो जनरली आपका डीएनए कैरी करते हैं. आरएनए जो होता है जेनेटिक मटेरियल वो एक्सेप्शन केसों में जनरली आपके वायरस में पाया जाता है, जबकि डीएनए होता है वो डीएनए लगभग हर ऑर्गेनिज्म में डीएनए पाया जाता है. लगभग इसलिए क्योंकि जो बायोलॉजी है ये एक्सेप्शन से भरी हुई है, तो एक लाइन में ये कह देना कि ये चीज सिर्फ इस ऑर्गेनिज्म में प्रेजेंट है या ये चीज या इस पार्ट में प्रेजेंट है, ये गलत हो जाता है. So now DNA and RNA both are act as a genetic material. Mostly DNA act as a genetic material. Now the full form of these two, that is DNA deoxy ribonucleic acid and RNA. Full form of RNA is ribonucleic acid this is sufficient the for you for the exam about about the nucleus. Now one more thing related to DNA or RNA, another terminology used called chromosomes and genes. Now what is chromosomes? Chromosome. Chromosome क्या होता है? Chromosome is generally a condensed form of chromatin fiber which is contained in the nucleus. Every organism have a chromosomes. Alright. In human, if you talk about the humans have 23 pair of chromosomes. Alright. Out of 23, 44 23 पेयर सो इक्वल टू 44 क्रोमोसोम्स. 44 जो होते हैं उनको हम ऑटोसोम्स बोलते हैं एंड वन पेयर इज ऑफ एक्स एक्स इन फीमेल एंड सेम thing is in male, that is 44 autosome and XY in male. These XX and XY are called sex chromosome. Alright, this is all about the chromosome and uh, next terminology is called gene. What is gene? Gene is simply a small segment of chromosome which carries the information of about a particular structure. Particular character. Alright, which pass from one generation to another. This is all about the nucleus. Here we will teach all about the important things which can come in exam point of view, which can come in exam. All right, not the whole things. Next is another important organelle is mitochondria. जैसा कि पहले कहा कि माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया जो होती है इसको हम पावर हाउस ऑफ द सेल बोलते हैं. पावर मींस एनर्जी and energy formation occur in mitochondria. Powerhouse of cell. Now if we look the structure of mitochondria, it is double membrane bound structure This is double membrane bound structure. All right. So outer membrane is called, it is simply called outer membrane. Inner one is called inner membrane. And the space between two membrane is called intermembranal space. Inside the inner membrane, matrix present called cytoplasm or matrix. Now there is a dot-like structure present on the inner membrane, which is called F1, sorry, F1 F naught particle or oxysome. Ribosome is also present, which is of 70s type. All right, we will talk about later when we move to ribosome. Now, F1 F naught particle. Now, how energy is formed here? This is a mechanism which you not no need to know. This is all about the structure of mitochondria. Role of mitochondria, that is energy production and play important role in respiration also, because um, during respiration we intake oxygen which is required for the production of ATP or energy. Energy currency is called ATP. Full form of ATP is what? Adenosine triphosphate. All right, this is all about the mitochondria. Let's start the new organelle, that is called endoplasmic reticulum. एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम की अगर हम बात करें तो ये जनरली दो तरीके का है, स्मूथ एंड रफ. स्मूथ ER and rough ER. Why it is divided into rough or smooth? Because rough endoplasmic reticulum contain ribosome on their surface. Ribosome present on their surface. That's why they are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and smooth ribosomes are absent here. That's why called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. If we see the structure of cell, we see that endoplasmic reticulum is scattered all over the cell. All over the cell it is scattered, which provide a frame structure to the cell. Many functions are there of endoplasmic reticulum, like lipid synthesis and fatty acid synthesis. Or now cell wall, which is a main structure provide a main structural frame to the cell. It's originate from where? From smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This this is what do you know about the endoplasmic reticulum. It is simply a skeleton of the cell. Now, another organelle is called ribosome. Ribosome present in prokaryotes and eukaryotes both, but there is a difference, that is in eukaryote which is denoted by ek, there is both 70s and 80s type of ribosome. In prokaryote, there is only 70s type of ribosome. 80s and 70s means S means Sedberg unit. Alright. If we talk about the 80s ribosome, it consists of two subunits, that is 60 and 40. And if we talk about the 70s ribosome, it consists of 30 and 50. Alright. This is all about the ribosome. Now the function of ribosome. Function is, it play major role in protein synthesis. This function you should be learning. Alright, this is all about the ribosome, and endoplasmic reticulum is done. Now, another organelle, that is a key structure of key organelle of plant, that is called plastid. Only present in plant. Main function of plastid is what? It store food and store pigment. Simply a function of storage. Perform a function of storage. It may be food or pigment. Now, it is also a double membrane bound structure like mitochondria. If we talk about the types of plastid, that is chromoplast, store color, leucoplast, store food, and chloroplast, store chlorophyll or pigment. Alright, this is all about the plastid. Chloroplast is also called kitchen house of the cell, kitchen house of the plant cell. Now, some main points regarding the cell which you need to know. They are: largest cell is largest cell is unfertilized unfertilized egg of ostrich. This is the largest cell. Next one is smallest cell is mycoplasma. Smallest cell is of mycoplasma jelly septicum. Mycoplasma jelly septicum, which is also called PPLO, pleuropneumonia like organism. That is pleuropneumonia like organism. Alright, this question has been asked in an exam. Human nerve cell is the longest cell. Human nerve cell is the longest cell. Largest unicellular plant is Astablaria and animal is amoeba. Alright, and if you talk largest cell in human, that is ovum, and smallest is red blood cells. So this is all about the today. This is all about cell, which important points have been given to you. Be prepared for the exam and please subscribe the channel and prepare for the exam. कल मिलते हैं ठीक 7 से 8 बजे साइंस क्लास, और भी रेगुलर क्लास चलती रहेंगी। देखते रहिए और पढ़ते रहिए। थैंक यू।